Always the best way to start. A cup of tea. Okay, so we're in the gap between French Car Show and Pugfest. A few jobs to do to recover from French Car Show. Oil leaks, still not quite figured out why the oil in the gearbox decided to go everywhere and it got hot. So we've drained that, we're going to refill it with a little bit less. Got a drive shaft out, got a new drive shaft that's arrived, which is lovely. Unfortunately the offside one. I'll show why that's tricky in a minute if you've never seen one before. Cooling system didn't quite keep the temps down, so we need some cutouts in the front. I need to fit the oil cooler, which I didn't get round to doing. And fit this nice shiny radiator, which needs some adaptations because it's not a direct fit. But we'll come to that when we come round to it and when all the pipes have arrived. And then this too, which I'm probably going to get around to today. I need to fit it, obviously it doesn't look finished, but I need to fit it, cut the holes out for the aero catches and for the vent. Work out how I'm going to fit the badge on the front, there's just a blank gap there. And then rub it down, paint it nice and flat and lovely and shiny. And then put some stripes down it like I have done on that bonnet. If you haven't seen it, it's got some offset stripes. But today I'm going to just do the drive shaft, get the oil in and see if drivetrain is all okay. Then we'll start faffing with the bonnet while we're waiting for the pipework for that to come. Let's get on. Alright, so drive shaft. The passenger side drive shaft, or near side, left hand, whatever you want to call it, is nice and simple. You take the hub nut off the drive shaft, drop the ball joint, lift it forward, pull the drive shaft out. Simple. But on the offside, driver's side, right hand side, there's an intermediate bearing, and it sits in part of the engine mount there. And there's two 11mm. So to continue that video, intermediate bearing, 11mm bolts basically that hold that intermediate. Oh, where's the bearing? Here it is. This bearing here. It sits in a little collar and is held in by two little 11mm. So we need to take them off and we can pull it out then. Right, 1 T down. So this is the old half shaft. You can kind of see the colour inside. Not very good. That's from it burning out basically. You can even see burnish marks on it. It got very hot. Obviously wasn't very good. It was a refurbished one about 18 months ago. So out of warranty. I'm putting a lot of power through it, a lot of torque at least anyway. And you can see these little 11mm bolts in there. You see it? There's one. And there's the other. And they twist. So once you've undone it enough, you want to take them out all the way and then you twist them 180 degrees and that releases that bearing. And give it a little smack from behind with a hammer on the back up here. And that'll knock it through. Sometimes the bearing gets a bit sticky. A little drop of grease just around there will help when you put your new one in, just to stop getting stuck in there next time. I've only just put new drive shaft seals in, but if you do replace it and you haven't done that for a while, stick new drive shaft seals in. It's a pig of a job to do if suddenly they start weeping after you've done this job, which taking a shaft in and out does wear them a little bit obviously. There we go, right, let's get a new one in. A little top tip, the plonkers at the refurbishment factory, wherever they are, apart from painting over an old boot, which is a bit frustrating, there's a nice new boot on there, they just paint a lot other than the kind of the ends. And they painted straight over this little section here, which doesn't seem so bad, but this is where the seal runs on this little raised section. So we've used some 400 and 800 wet and dry just to get rid of the paint and smooth it off, because paint doesn't seal very well on a seal. Top tip. And now all we got to do is swap that to that. Not quite fitted yet. We need to get the fitment right. A bit of a gap this side. Not much of one that side. That's not the bonnet. The old one I always stuck with, that always seemed to sit one way, so I'm going to have to slide them across. And something I had to do on that one, I'm going to have to start cutting this straight away, is it's just touching there, and that will be touching on here. So we'll have to make a little slot straight away to get it to fit, and then probably drop this down so we can make a fitment and go and get our aero catches to fit them in. But it looks quite cool. I'm really undecided now about painting it. I won't have painted it in this episode, so comment down below. Keep it black, maybe paint the roof black? Keep it black? I don't know, it looks quite mean. Obviously paint it a better black. Paint it black? Or paint it moonstone? Safety first. Goggles and mask, so when you're breathing it steams up so you can't see what you're doing. it's essentially on. Just a bit of fettling with the actual bonnet pins from underneath, just to do them up tight. It's not a perfect fit, I've got to admit, but I might be able to jiggle some other panels around. It's a bit poor. I'm surprised mostly by the side, how much it sticks up. Quite amazing. I mean, it's bang on there, and it just rises, and there's no, that's flexing the bonnet. It's on the top of the hinges. Both sides. This side, not so bad. It just kicks up at the end for some random reason. Just goes whoop up at the end. But it's flat otherwise. It's just that side. It's a bit frustrating, but it's not too bad. Fiberglass bonnet at the end of the day, isn't it? You've got to make sacrifices. So she's on. One little cutout to do. Hopefully somehow fit the badge on. And please comment below now whether you think I should keep it black or paint it the same colour as the car. Also maybe comment whether you should think if I do keep it black, should I paint the roof black? I'm not a great fan of it, but I'm always open for something different. Please comment below. Please hit the cards button at the top there, or there's the channel button down the bottom right. Oh, and just to add, the next one should be the radiator, because I managed to put a hole in the radiator with one of the bonnet pins. Not so good. So the radiator's going to have to go on sooner than I think, because I think I've got a hole in the rad. The last bit of the bonnet done, cutting wise. I'm hoping I can avoid cutting two holes, which I know I'm going to put in the wrong place, for the washer jets, and fit some jets down here somewhere, and hope. Do a lot of that. Hole wise it's finished though. Just put in a NACA duct. Sounds a bit rubbish that word, but NACA duct. N-A-C-A, abbreviation, don't know what it's for. Google it. Basically air flows over here, creates a depression and helps draw some air in. Obviously just naturally force of air goes in, and what sits under here, under that gap there, hang on, there we go, is the air filter. I didn't want it directly on the air filter, obviously soaking it, so it's going to go into that cavity behind. I'm going to hopefully put a piece of aluminium in there, and with a cold air feed coming up there, got two cold air feeds, one from below and one from above coming in. Should help to some cold air to that filter, because obviously at the moment it's all being blocked by this big headlight. So that was something I was going to do in the old bonnet, never got around to it. I've been brave enough to stick it on the new one. That's kind of how that looks. There we go. So still put your comments below. I'm still undecided. I think at the moment I'll probably just flat the bonnet, ready if I'm going to paint it or wrap it, or paint it black or moonstone it. So comment below, tell me what you think I should do. I'm really undecided. I like it black, but then I like to have it colour coded because it's a big panel of colour. I'm not sure. I also haven't got much time. Can you tell how much indecision I've got going on here? So help me be indecisive.